Continuing on the weekend here, Chair Shot Reality on WrestleZone.com, coming to you from the Point Park University Center for Media Innovation. The Rev, Renell Hunt, I am Justin LaBar. Rev, let's talk about Dolph Ziggler and Jerry the King Lawler on SmackDown Live this week. The first time ever the King's Court has been on SmackDown Live. It was in his hometown of Memphis. And man, did it get emotional. I'm pretty sure at some point Dolph Ziggler threatened the King with, I don't know if it would be murder or manslaughter.
I don't know if it'll be another heart attack.
He said I will finish what I started.
Look at this video. You see how many elbows I dropped, and right after that, you had a heart attack, and I'm going to finish what I started.
Yeah.
As much as it was a little touchy with me, because I'm a little touchy
You're
with,
a heel, though.
With that situation. You know what? There's a slight bit of baby in the spirit, though. But the fact is, I feel like Dolph is doing his job. Whatever his job is, he's doing it. But the fact is, I look at it toward this extent. With me, looking at it in a wrestler's perspective, how many times can you almost touch the same story that you've tried before? Now, mind you, a lot of guys talking about this on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and everything. I feel like the climax of his storytelling capability of what they try to do was with him and Miz. Mm-hmm. How many times can you try to replicate that and still want the fans to be behind it? Now, I know with me, if I tried something 2-3 times, it might not go over. But how many times can you try this with a man like Dolph Ziggler? He has a lot of credit. He has a lot of potential. I love Dolph Ziggler. But how many times can you keep trying this new thing? I think he needs to go another route with a storyline.
Well, I agree with you. You know, when they put Dolph Ziggler's career on the line basically back in the fall, I mean, we had everybody thought, like, this is it. Ziggler's at least leaving WWE for the time being, and then he didn't. So at that point, when he has saved his WWE career, so to speak, you got to do something big with him, and they didn't really do anything big with him. You know, Dolph Ziggler, I like what I saw in this heel segment with him. Obviously, Jerry Lawler obviously okayed it, so I'm not going to get. I mean, if you're anybody who's like, oh, they went over the line, come on now, it's just entertainment. But it was emotional, got people buzzing. But yeah, at some point, it's like, how many times can you wrangle the same old story and say this is, you got to pay attention to it? I mean, I don't even know if I care about Dolph Ziggler's character anymore. He's always good for a solid match, but I just don't know if he grabs my attention anymore. Maybe if they throw him back in the world title picture, maybe. But again, if they throw him in the world title picture, he probably won't win. So, and how many times have we seen that?
I think for a certain extent, just like you stated before, when you look at Dolph, when you look at that whole climax of, all right, he might actually go. When you have the whole IWC community, I mean, which we're somewhat of a part of, confused, you're doing a good job.
Sure.
A lot of people thought he was going to leave, but he didn't. But where do you go from there? I really do think in order to keep him relevant in what they're trying to do, they need to get him back in some type of main title picture, especially when you have a big storyline like you did, but then, nothing happens from there.
Well, I've said it before, I mean, obviously, who am I to dictate the guy's career? I mean, he's had longevity. If you actually think about when the Dolph Ziggler character started, he's had longevity, and then that's not even counting the years of the Spirit Squad. There's longevity there. He's put on, he's stolen the show so many countless nights, but I still say, I'm surprised that he did not leave WWE. Whenever the last chance he could have left in terms of contract or what have you, I'm surprised. He's got other projects. We know he does a comedy, does a lot of political commentary. Mm-hmm. He's done some Hollywood stuff. And like I've said before, and you know this, Rev, he could go on the independent scene and he would kill it money-wise. He'd have freedom. And quite frankly, he could go away for a year or 2 or 3 and come back. And at that point, he'd probably have a resurgence in WWE. And they'd realize that he became a hot commodity on the indies and what have you. But he's here, but I just don't know if I care anymore. I'm sorry, Dolph. I wish the best. I want to care, but I don't know if I'm feeling it.
I think real quick, for more clarification, I care for him as a wrestler. He's phenomenal, great guy. He can get you attached. But I feel like right now the direction that they're going, there could be a little bit of a tweakage. But we'll be able to see.
Do we see he and Jerry Lawler, because Jerry Lawler's done commentary at Royal Rumble, and he's been brought back for commentary. Yeah. Do we see Ziggler and Lawler get into it at Rumble?
You know what? I honestly see it happening.
Why else would you bring Lawler back for that?
What's the point?
Right. After they've relegated him to pre-show and stuff like that, why would you bring him back?
That's the LaBar Book of Revelation right there.
I suppose
you outbooked me on that.
I suppose so. Of course, Royal Rumble, you can go to WrestleRumble.com. You can win WrestleMania tickets and cash for winning first and second prize. And then after that, there's a great prize list all the way through the top 10. WrestleRumble.com.